इस चैनल के अंतर्गत के सभी वीडियो डॉक्टर नितिन खर्चे के ज्ञान और अनुभव पर आधारित है। हम आपके विचारों का सम्मान करते हैं। हो सकता है आपके विचार इसके विपरीत हो। So, as we discussed in our previous session, that how the mind is the powerful weapon in the universe, and so it is essential to decode that powerful weapon. So we can decode it into two ways. First one is a scientific approach or scientific development related to understand the mind, and second one is on the basis of explanation in our ancient divine sciences. So both side we try to understand, so that we can get the details of this very complex instrument in the universe, that is nothing but the human mind. So first of all, we start with the scientific description or the contribution related to our mind. So as usual, there is a famous well-known concept evolved, and that concept divide the mind into two types. First one is a conscious mind, and second one is a subconscious mind. So conscious mind is a small part of the mind, while subconscious mind is the bigger part of that mind. It is like a iceberg in the ocean. The tip of that iceberg is nothing but the conscious mind, while under the water, whatever that iceberg is, that is called as subconscious mind. Conscious mind is just the weightage is 10%, while subconscious mind is a 90%. So what is subconscious mind and what is conscious mind? So conscious mind is nothing but whatever our awareness related to the everything, our thoughts, our thinking, how we act consciously, and all these things, or we can say our mind framework, our thinking process, and all these things are the part of the conscious mind, while subconscious mind is the true identity of that person. It is, we can say, it is a code of that individual. In this subconscious mind, whatever the behavior, our behavior is regulated on the basis of our subconscious mind, because subconscious mind do the various activities like we are most of the times in our auto mode. Whatever we are doing, we forget what actually we were doing before some time. And second example, when we are driving a car or motorcycle, then it is a autopilot mode. There is no efforts taken to drive a car. It is automatic, or we can say it is a auto mode. So whatever the activities which are in the auto mode, like walking, talking, and all these activities which are default activities of our behavior and body, is nothing but the function of subconscious mind. Subconscious mind regulate the overall behavior or identity, or we can say it is the identity of that person, because most of the times we come to know that what is good and what is bad, and we try to avoid the bad thing, but we can't do that. Why? Because we are programmed, and due to that programming we are unable to do that things whatever we decide. because our conscious mind wanders us here and there in thoughts and in wonderland and whatever the things, and you most of the times, or we can say the all people knew that what is right and what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. Still there are, we can see in our society, there are the people who are doing the wrong things, and they already aware that we should drop that things. Take a example of bad habits. We know we knew that alcohol and the smoking, all these bad habits are there, but we try to quit them, but still we are unable to quit them. Why? Because our program is different. Our at subconscious level we think that we should quit, or we should minimize that habit, and we can build a positive habit, but it is most of the time it is not possible, because we are programmed properly, and this programming started from our stage of 3 months to up to the young and old age, up to the age of, we can say, 35-40 years, nearly 30 years, and then our framework build up, and we operate according to that framework, that is called as subconscious mind. Most of the people are not aware about the subconscious mind. It is very important, and if we are able to program it properly, then we can regulate our behavior, and whatever we wish to do or we think to do, we can do it properly. So it is a very complex phenomena, subconscious mind programming, because what language should be used, and what time period, and what techniques and tools are used for to program subconscious mind is a very complex method, but we can program our subconscious mind properly, and whatever we wish to become, then we will become a person like that. Or in other words, we can enjoy the life properly by programming our subconscious mind. So that is the two parts explained in the science, that is conscious mind and subconscious mind. Now move towards the next part, that is, then again the scientists divided mind on the basis of sides. Then left side brain and the right side brain is there. In the left side brain is a very logical and practical brain, and we can say it is an intellectual brain, rationality and all these things, the function of left brain. While right brain is, we can say, the emotional, whatever our emotions, imagination, and intuitions, all these characteristics of right brain. Some people like philosophy, they are very emotional and all these things. That means these people are operated by the right brain. But those people who are very practical instead of philosophy, they are very practical, they have rational approach and logical thinking, means these people are operated by their left brain. So these are the two parts of our brain, that is left brain and the right brain. Now move towards further, then our mind, that is brain, the instrument, we can say brain is the instrument of the mind. And that brain, there are so many research are going on that in this area related to the brain. So brain again, when we try to decode into various parts, then there are nearly 4 parts of the brains are there. First part is called as cerebrum, the upper part. Lower part is called as cerebellum. It is very hard, it is neurological terms, so we are not familiar with the cerebellum. And then next one is a medulla oblongata, and that is the lower part of our brain, which is triangle in shape. And then this medulla oblongata attach our brain with the spinal cord, and then like that our brain, and then whatever the joint is called as medulla oblongata, and last part is our spinal cord. All these various, these now again the cerebrum is divided into the four lobes, and where there are the various different characteristics and functions of various lobes, the function of cerebrum and the function of medulla oblongata, all are explained properly in terms of neurology. And we can understand how our behavior regulate and how we react, and all these things we can understand properly by understanding the function of these various lobes and cerebrum, medulla oblongata, and our spinal cord, and all these things. So that is one thing. Another thing, that brain consists of so many millions and billions of neurons, and these neurons are communicate by the electrical impulses, and on the basis of that there is a new theory, or we can, the school of thought in numerology develop that the brain, whatever our behavior and activities is nothing but the result of brain waves. Then these brain waves are nothing but that electrical impulses, or that waves that regulate our overall behavior. So there are the various types of brain that waves are described in neurology, in neurological term. And these brains are classified on the basis of frequency and the amplitude. So there are alpha waves are there, beta waves, theta waves, gamma waves, so and delta waves. Various types of waves are mentioned, and their frequency and amplitude are varies according to our changes in our behavior, or whatever that waves describe about the various changes in our behavior. Most of the times we are very happy, most of the times we feel very stressed, tired, and all these things, everything is regulated on the basis of frequencies. And when these frequencies matches, then particular types of feelings we can observe in that person. So so many research are still going on this complex mechanism that is called as mind. Neurology is nowadays a well-known area of research and development, that how our mind functions while there is a wave of that is the nervous system, oral nervous system connected to the brain, and how the overall mechanism operates. So many research are going on in the area of neurology. Then again we move toward the psychological part. Then the famous theory, that is psychoanalytical theory, developed by the Sigmund Freud, well-known theory. In this theory, he explained the mind consists of three major components. First one is the id, second one is the superego, and third one is the ego. So he described that id is nothing but whatever the person want to do, a particular activity or task. That is the id. Second, superego is nothing but whatever the person want to do, and what are the social constraints, social norms. Is it these constraints and norms, whatever we want to do is right in terms of society, or it is not right, in terms of society. So there is a duality, or we can say there is a confusion between which to select. Is it we select whatever we want to do, or we just restrict ourselves on the basis of social constraint? So what should be the our choice in between these two various alternatives? Then ego decide that to choose whatever the society norms and all these things, we choose whatever we want to do. And if not, then a person act in the framework of our social norms and constraint. So our choice reflects by our ego, and that ego is nothing but our identity. So like that, these theories explained the overall description related to psychoanalytical terms, means the behavior and the action and reaction of our overall behavior. Then again, so many theories are now modified, developed, and still going on. But one of the important theories related to the overall development of, we can say, the cognitive development theory. In that cognitive development theory, how we start to programs, and what are the various stages are mentioned, how we program from our childhood, and what are the terms. So many terms are mentioned, and detailed description that how we develop our cognitive ability, or cognitive, we can say, the thinking. So like that, in scientific way, we can conclude that our scientists are doing the works in both sides. First one is a physical, that is the brain part, and all these physical functionings and neurons and nervous systems, and the whatever the connection between these neurons and our behavior, and the impact of energy, that is nothing but the frequencies and amplitude, one part. Second one is psychological theories, which describes how we react and act properly. So what are the reason of these our overall behavior? So thus there is a development going on this both side, physiological, physical, brain and all these nervous system and that things. And second one is the psychological, and that is overall recent things when we observe, then on the basis of that development, like military, medical fields, academician, trainers, coach, mentors are using the various techniques to regulate our behavior, or to make us happy, energetic, highly intellectual, and so many things. So these contributions still going on, and we are applying that contribution in at various level, and within a few years we can observe that this application is for everyone, or in social terms there will be the specials, we can say, the centers where we can program our mind properly on the basis of this scientific development. So this is overall the scientific development related to the human mind. Now the next part is nothing but the contributions or explanation of human mind in our ancient shastra. So we discussed that part.